Pretty cool. Growing up doing gymnastics training inside a gym every single day. You're doing something physical, which is what I love. And that's what this is you're doing something extremely hard and very physical. Hiking miles a day, doing stalks, searching for animals. I just shot my first ever elk archery. Northern Nevada offers some incredible elk hunting. But there's one problem. Once you hunt your season, you have to wait 7 more years before you can even put in for another chance at drawing a tag. This was my first time ever out elk hunting, so I made sure to give it everything I had. There was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of miles hiked, but it was something I will never forget.
What's up, everybody? We're packing away. The closet is a mess, doing a bunch of laundry and trying to pack up. So just going to go through some of the stuff that I have. Heading out to elk season 2025. Let's go. Kind of discuss this a little bit. I'm having surgery at the end of season on my knee. It popped at jiu-jitsu like months ago. Haven't been able to train and have had to be very cautious on my knee. So wanted to get through hunting season, and then we're having surgery September 30th, so that sucks. But that's why we're taking the knee brace. I've got my Sitka. This is basically what I'll wear every single day, and I'll swap between my Sitka shirt and the Origin just to hopefully not smell too bad. I've got another layer of Sitka. That one's pretty warm, and then that one I usually throw, which is super comfortable and lightweight. And then I've got my jacket for when it gets super chilly or maybe early in the morning. If it's hot in the middle of the day and we're not hunting, some shorts, tons of underwear. Big on socks on this last deer hunt. My Crispy shoes were awesome, the new Crispies, the Summits, and I just really enjoyed putting a fresh pair of socks on in the morning after hiking all day. So that's pretty much what we got. Throw it all in this bag, throw that in the truck, and we'll be good. We are on the road, guys. Archery Elk in Nevada 2025. Let the season begin. We are on the road. Here we go. We got a long drive. Hopefully find a good camp spot and hopefully have some time to get some glassing in tonight. I'm following Devin from Havoc and his uncle, borrowing his razor so we can get out there and hopefully knock down a bull. Here we go. We officially left at 8 o'clock this morning. It is now almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're getting pretty close to where I think we're going to camp. And so we'll probably try to set up camp and do some glassing tonight, maybe find some bulls. We'll see. We'll see what the game plan is and if we can find some elk. And it's almost hunting time. Made it. Here we go. Day one. Day one.
There is. There's a big one.
I'm watching a big one right now.
Going up to the right right now, following those cows. It's about to disappear. That's a big bull.
So just a quick explanation. We got camp set up. We drove out the first night and we got into some bulls right away. And this was us just kind of trying to keep eyes on them. We were super excited to find that these weren't too far away. They're about an hour drive in the Razor, and we were just excited that the bulls were they were at where we thought they were going to be at. So this was kind of exciting. So just the first night glassing. So we spent a lot of the night just kind of watching these bulls. There was a couple of bulls. I think we spotted maybe 2 or 3. And this was, I think, the herd bull, kind of pushing the cows all over. So we watched them in this super thick area and kind of just enjoyed watching them, because by the time we got out there, it was too late to really make any moves. But it was just cool to be able to get out there and get some eyes on them. So we watched them a little bit, and then we went back to camp.
Look where we're at right now. This is crazy. This is elk country, Devin said. We've got some rain, but we hiked down this mountain, and within 10 minutes, Devin called in a nice bull. We had no idea, because it's raining. The ground is soft, and we had no idea he was there. Devin spotted him. We stopped. He just kind of looked for a minute, looked away, and then just walked away. But I had no shot because I was kneeling down. If I was standing a little more to the right, I probably would have had a 13-yard shot. That's pretty wild. Crazy. So we're just going to hunker down in the rain. We think they're just bedded, so just going to sit down and wait for a bit. Hang out, see what happens. Yep. Looks like it's going to give out in a minute. So we'll get back to some hunting, but right now we're just trying to stay pretty dry. Yep. So it's all hunting, baby. That's right. What's up, everybody? All right, today is Sunday. We got here Friday night. That's when we saw those first bulls, and then we spent all day Saturday. We came up and we glassed. We actually didn't find them where we found them before, and so we went to another spot, found them, and then watched them go to bed. And then Devin and I hiked down the mountain through the trees, kind of just trying to call them in, cow call, and within like the first 10 minutes, we had a bull that literally had made no noise. We had no idea he was there, about 12 yards away, and we kind of just stared at each other for like a minute, looked away, kind of trotted off. We probably just thought something was off, but he didn't really know we were there, but something was off. And then we ran into a few more. But anyway, today's Sunday. Devin and his Uncle Ben left this morning. We decided to sleep in because they have an 8-hour drive back home, and he has to get back home. So it's just me right now. I'm waiting for Holland to get out here. He's going to get out here tonight, but I figured while I have some daytime, let's go try and call some bulls in and see if we can get one. A little bit of solo hunting right now, so let's go. Alright, well, walked through some pines, through the forest, kind of through the trees, and kind of still hunted a little bit, and the wind just sucks right now. I went low and tried to come up high because the wind was just ripping down, which isn't how I like to hunt. I want to drop in on them. But the wind, you got to play the wind, and now it's just swirling all over the place. So I'm going to just go chill over here, wait for the wind to kind of calm down, and then I'm going to just... If it doesn't, I'm just going to drop in. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I'm not going to sit here all day and do nothing if the wind's not going to change, because it did this all day yesterday. So at some point, if it doesn't change, I'll just drop in, still hunt through these pines, and see if we can turn something up. I tried to get into that timber, but it was super, super thick. The wind does obviously like calm down in that timber, so it was kind of nice, but crawling through was extremely difficult. I didn't even knock an arrow because I'd be knocking my arrow on everything, and so tried to get through just to see if it opened up a little bit. There was some spots that opened a little bit, but not much. The first spot I went to, there was a good little pinch point where you could kind of sit, and if any bull comes in or out, it seems like a really good spot, a really heavy used spot, so you could sit there and wait. So that could be an option later, but anyway, it's almost noon now, so a couple hours stalk, and time to eat some breakfast. So nothing like a little breakfast skillet on the mountain house, from the mountain house. If I'm honest, I think the Peak Refuel one is a little bit better, has a little more spice to it, but pretty darn delicious after hiking for quite a while. Alright guys, we spotted a nice 6x6 and also a smaller but mature buck. Couldn't tell how many antlers. Oh, yeah. I'm still on mule deer. So the first bull is 6x6, but this one, there's also a smaller one over there. So basically just trekked down that whole mountain, and we got another one to go up. We're gonna go get eyes on them. I don't know, fingers crossed. Let's hope it happens.
It's gonna be good. This is some steep shit.
Yeah, it's gnarly. So we put on a pretty decent and heavy stalk. We hiked quite a bit and played everything right and got in probably within 100 yards of this guy, but he had all his cows around him. So we threw a bugle out and he ended up pushing his cows out. Been kind of searching all over today for a spot to glass tonight, and I finally got to the spot I wanted to where we glassed before. Oh man, looking all over, finally find the road, and I'm like looking at Onyx driving. I'm up in an open flat, and I look up and it looks like this huge horse running out, and I'm like, shit. Glass it. I'm pretty sure it's the big 6x6 I've been chasing all over these freaking mountains. He went over this ledge, so I gave him a minute, went and glassed a different spot. Found the other elk I was looking for also. This guy's by himself, which is why I like him. There's a herd over there that I spotted 2 ridges over. I thought they'd be in this ridge or in this draw. They're actually in the second draw, but I'm doing it solo tonight, so it's a little more challenging because everybody knows this area that's been with me more than I do, but they showed me the ropes. So I drove probably an hour and a half tonight looking around, finally got my spot, spooked that bull by not really paying attention because I was looking at Onyx, stupid, but I did spot those guys over there. And then I mean, they're so far on the second ridge that I wouldn't be able to do it tonight. It's too late. But then I hear a bugle like down the ridge left of me, and I'm pretty sure it was the bull that was running in the flat. So I start cow calling to him, thinking maybe he'll respond, and he did. So he bugled back. So I was like, oh, game on. So I kept cow calling, and every so often then he would bugle. So I decided, instead of trying, like, I didn't have a lot of time tonight because it's almost sundown already. So I was like, all right, I got to move in. And there's these aspens right here. And he seemed like he was on the other side of it. So I came down. I was in a perfect shooting lane if he was just to walk on the top of them, but he was below them. So I kept cow calling. He kept bugling. And I was like, lights, it's going to get dark. I'm by myself. I'm going to have to pack this thing out by myself. I'm going to be up like all night long. So I was like, I got to get this done before shooting light ends. So I get in, I start working all the way to the left because he was on the other side, and then I hear a bugle like in the middle of the aspens, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's coming in. So I'm like, all right, I'm closer to this side of the, if I get to this side of the aspens on the right, as he comes up, I'll have a better shooting opportunity. Well, so I literally take like 3 steps to the right, and I just hear him bust. He was actually coming through the middle of the aspen straight towards me, and I think he saw me move and he just busted. That was my first interaction of like talking with an elk, because we've heard a couple bugles here and there, but this one was straight up bugling back to my cow calls, and he came in probably 100 yards into these aspens, and he was probably 50, 60 yards away, but the aspens were thick, so I heard him, and then I saw him jumping out. All right, that was pretty cool. That gave me a little motivation, because this is like day 5 of struggling out here. We're in the elk, man. We're in them. It is just hard to get everything to work perfectly in bow range. So gonna head back to camp, have some dinner. That was That was pretty exciting, especially doing this solo right now. Everybody, the rest of the guys dipped out this morning, and I think my dad might come up in a day or two, and possibly Devin. We'll see. Sick. So the next day we got a pretty solid storm that rolled in, and I just did a bunch of glassing because I was solo, so I decided to razor around, maybe check out some new spots, really just try to figure out maybe there's some better spots, maybe there's elk in other areas, maybe I haven't covered certain ground, so I really tried to cover a lot of ground, do some glassing from the hilltops, and it's definitely tough when you're by yourself. So I was really just trying to cover ground, not, and if something happened, I'd really make a play and try and get on it. But we had a good storm roll in, and then, I didn't really come up on anything. So kind of decided to get back to camp and shoot the bow, make sure the bow's, still in tune, working good, and I'm feeling good with my shot and everything. And kind of made sure I was squared away because my dad was coming in, later, and I wanted to make sure once he's there, things are good to go. It is day like 5.5-ish, 6-ish. We got out Friday night and we got out early enough Friday night to go do some glassing, got on some bulls, and even was able to kind of stalk down and hear some bugling. After that, got pretty quiet. A lot of action, a lot of animals, just not a lot of noise. Today is Thursday. Last night was awesome. Finally got a bull to bugle back to my cow call. I actually was right down here. So I just got out here tonight, but it is storming and it is hailing and raining. But I didn't want to sit at camp. I wanted to at least give it a try, and figured we'd get out here, try to glass, but it's kind of hard to do when it's pouring like this. And I'm not sure they're going to be out right now when it's like this either. So hopefully this little storm will pass and we'll find a bull, because we got Friday, Saturday left. 2 more days and then 7 more years until I can put in. Fingers crossed this happens. No elk yet tonight. Still pretty early, but sitting out here in the mountains by yourself, looking for some elk. Look at this country. It's pretty cool. Growing up doing gymnastics training inside a gym every single day. You're doing something physical, which is what I love. And that's what this is you're doing something extremely hard and very physical, like hiking miles a day, doing stalks, searching for animals. And whether you're successful or not, obviously that's the goal, to get meat. But man, how have I not done this my whole life? This is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to do, to like challenge yourself physically, mentally too. It's not easy getting up super early and you're out all day and you're trying to go to bed around 10:30. You're lucky if you go to bed before that, depends on what time you get back to camp, and then you're up at 4:30. But look at this view. It's pretty awesome. I don't know how, it's the first time I'm doing it. At least elk hunting. This is like my 3rd year deer hunting, but deer season is over. We're on to elk. Only a few days left. Either way, this is pretty awesome. So that bull that just bugled, we ended up watching, and he came over here following another bull that we've seen before, bigger, older guy that had a bunch of cows with him. But this one was following him, and listen to this. So this was really cool. I saw him coming. He went around, was following this other bigger bull into this kind of canyon over in front of us. And so I cow call, he turns, he bugles back, but continues to walk this way. So I kind of was like, dang it. But we ended up moving farther to our left so we could see into this canyon more. And the rest of the day kind of played out.
You guys, I didn't think I'd ever do this. When people do this on video, you think it's funny because it's not you, but you guys, I just shot my first ever elk, archery, like 20 yards. I called him in and I just found his antlers. I think he's dead. I think it was a good shot, but I'm going to give him time, but I found antlers. You guys, this is freaking so cool. He's not moving, but I'm going to give him time. These guys are tough animals. I've been out here. This is my 6th or 7th day out here just working my ass off for this. Oh my God. Oh, fun. Yes. I hope he's just dead. That was a quick death. I shot him maybe 25, 30 minutes ago, maybe. One shot. Oh my God, you guys. This is awesome. Thank God.
Alright guys, we're here, he's down, one shot, a little bit back, but probably still lunged. I waited a bit and came down. I'd say, he probably only went 100 yards. And I kind of watched his antlers for a little bit, weren't moving, and came down. He's not we've seen some pretty big bulls, so he's not like the biggest out here, but he's still a decent one for me. So archery, first ever elk hunt, first ever elk. Oh, feels really good. Can't put in for another 7 years, so I can't say how thankful and happy I am that it all worked out. And had some buddies come up the first day, switching out with another buddy, and then last night my dad got in here. He's on the camera, so pretty cool to share this with my dad. Oh, awesome. Careful, sweating our butt off. Pack them up. Got another load to do after this one. Steep terrain. All right, we're back to camp. We got coolers full of meat and we've got elk on the Ranger. So pretty stoked, you guys. Last night my dad got here and I was just telling him about where we're going, what we're doing, what we've been doing, how we've been doing everything. So we jumped up early this morning, got to the spot. It's like almost an hour drive from here in the Razor. And so we get there, sun starts coming up, we hear a bugle. So I was super excited and start freaking out, right? I was excited because they haven't been talking a lot. They'll bugle here and there. And so I threw out a cow call and he was bugling back and forth, but he was in like 2 draws over. And so he keeps talking, we keep, doing this thing, and I see them kind of crest this corner and they went into a different canyon. So I was like, so we drove over, went to go find him. We found him, cow called him again, and he turned around and started coming to me. So I kept cow calling, he kept coming, and I was like, if he comes down to this point, I'm going to go down and put a stock on this thing. So went down, kept calling, and pretty like movie-like. It was pretty perfect. It worked exactly how I wanted it to work. He came up, I kept cow calling, and he came out of the trees almost like in line with me, which wasn't great. So I tried to, I just was patient and waited and was hoping that he would go in front of me because I don't want to have to do like a frontal shot.
Plus I had pine trees to my left. I could just see him through the pine trees, but he couldn't see me. And he perfectly walked to his left, right in front of me broadside. And I just made a little noise and he stopped and looked. About 17 to 20 yards. Thwack. Good shot. I think I lunged him and he just turned and ran downhill, bombed downhill. So I took some time, gave him some time, about 30, 40 minutes. And then I kind of just went to peek around just because I was like, I'm pretty sure I made a good shot. Just want to make sure that he's all good. And saw his antlers on the ground, looked like he was sideways, made some cow calls, gave it a couple minutes. They never moved. He was down. He went maybe 100 yards. So it was a good shot, and we've got some meat in the freezer. So first time ever archery hunting elk. First time ever hunting elk. And I can't even draw this tag or put in for this tag for 7 more years. So couldn't be more excited to be successful on this trip. So anyway, that one's going to wrap this trip up. Going to finish out the night, camp here tonight, and get everything home tomorrow. We got a long 8 to 9 hour drive. So excited.